Janitor's daughter was rejected at a job interview until she solved the CEO's biggest problem. As the rain tapped lightly against the window panes of the 18th floor office, Maya sat nervously in the reception area, clutching the worn leather folder that held her resume. The room was sleek, modern, and cold, an intimidating contrast to the warm, bustling school hallway where her father had mopped floors for the past 20 years. She was the janitor's daughter. That label had followed her like a shadow her entire life, whispered by classmates, seen in the eyes of teachers, and felt in every second-hand textbook she'd carried. But today, she wasn't here as anyone's daughter. She was here as a graduate in computer science, first in her class, applying for a job that could change her life. Her interview, however, was over before it really began. "We're looking for candidates with a certain pedigree," the HR manager said, barely concealing the disapproval in her tone. "Your credentials are impressive, but you're not quite the fit for our culture." Maya had smiled politely, thanked them for their time, and walked out of the office building with a hollow ache in her chest. "Not the right fit," she repeated under her breath as she stepped into the downpour. She knew what that meant. No private school background, no powerful connections, no polished image. Just talent, drive, and a father who scrubbed toilets so she could dream bigger. She found shelter in the building's lobby, wiping her glasses, trying not to cry. Just then, a voice echoed from around the corner, a frustrated man talking to someone on the phone. "I don't care how much it costs. If we can't fix that bug in the client system by Monday, we're done. Do you understand me?" Done. Curiosity tugged at her. She couldn't help it. Maya peeked around the pillar and saw a man in his late 40s, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened, pacing like a storm waiting to break. A screen flashed on the laptop before him, red errors filling the console. She didn't recognize him at first, until she caught a glimpse of the building's corporate directory mounted on the wall. His name was listed at the top. Ethan Carter, CEO. Her heart pounded. Every voice in her head screamed, "Don't do it." But something deeper, something that looked like her father's quiet pride, pushed her forward. "Excuse me, sir," she said softly. The CEO turned sharply, clearly irritated, but he paused when he saw the soaked young woman before him, trembling yet resolute. "Yes. I saw the error on your screen. I might be able to help. I have a background in systems architecture and back-end engineering. If I could just take a quick look." Ethan stared at her, then at the screen. Something in her eyes must have registered, a kind of determined sincerity that couldn't be faked. Wordlessly, he stepped aside. Maya set her folder on the bench and knelt beside the laptop. Her fingers flew over the keys as she analyzed the code. Within minutes, she found the problem, a recursive loop buried deep in the API call that triggered a memory leak. She patched a temporary fix and recommended a long-term solution. The system stabilized. The errors vanished. Ethan looked at her, stunned. "Who are you?" "I was here for an interview," Maya said, standing slowly. "But they said I wasn't a good fit." A long silence stretched between them. Finally, Ethan closed the laptop and looked at her, really looked. "My daughter would have been your age," he said quietly. "Smart. Fearless. Cancer took her 2 years ago. Since then, I've buried myself in work, built walls, lost touch with the kind of people she would have grown up to admire. People like you." Maya's voice caught in her throat. "I'm sorry," she whispered. He nodded. "Don't be. You just reminded me what it's like to care again." The next day, Maya received a call, not from HR, but from Ethan himself. "Come back," he said. "I want to personally offer you a position, not because of your background, but because of your brilliance." Maya started work the following week. She didn't walk through the lobby ashamed or uncertain this time. She walked in with her head held high, passing the same janitor who gave her a secret thumbs up as he mopped the floor. Her father. Months later, Ethan hosted a town hall meeting for all staff. In a heartfelt moment that left few dry-eyed, he shared Maya's story, not just of the bug she fixed, but of the courage it took to speak up, to try despite rejection, to stand tall with nothing but knowledge and kindness as her armor. "We often say we want innovation," Ethan said. "But innovation doesn't come from pedigrees. It comes from people who see the world differently and care enough to change it." He paused, looking at Maya in the front row. She didn't just solve a system problem. She solved something much deeper, reminded all of us, what real value looks like. The room erupted in applause. Maya later started a mentorship program at the company for underprivileged students pursuing STEM careers. She named it the first step, in honor of the hallway her father cleaned and the first door that ever shut on her. But more importantly, in honor of the door she opened herself, through skill, heart, and courage. In a world that often judges by titles and appearances, Maya proved something powerful, that greatness has nothing to do with where you come from, and everything to do with who you choose to be. And sometimes, the person you overlook is the one who will change everything.